Imagine the entire planet's population. That's 7 billion people jumping up and down at the exact same time. It might seem like a crazy scenario, but here's the thing: if everyone jumps from their own homes, it'd be more like a world record attempt in a sea of individual moves. Nothing significant would happen. But think about this: if we were to gather all those people together in one epic location, well, that collective energy could solve a pressing issue on our planet, and pretty fast at that. You're probably no stranger to the concept of overpopulation. How humans' rapid growth in numbers has put our planet under strain. There just aren't enough resources to go around, and if we don't address this issue, a food shortage could become a harsh reality. But here's a thought: with 7 billion people, it doesn't seem like an insurmountable number. But when you consider the impact of each person on our planet, it paints a different picture. Imagine if we could fit all 7 billion people on Earth into a space the size of Moscow or Los Angeles. It wouldn't be crowded at all. Let's take this thought experiment to the next level. Picture us all standing shoulder to shoulder on a massive platform, 1 meter high, ready to make a giant leap together. As we jump as one, an enormous amount of energy is unleashed. Some of that energy would bounce back up through our shoes and into each person, while the rest would spread out into the environment with some really cool and unexpected effects. First, we'd be greeted by a deafening roar, a sound of around 200 decibels, equivalent to the loudest applause you've ever heard, but many times louder than that. For some perspective, a jet engine screams at around 140 decibels, while the sonic boom from a supersonic plane hits us at an ear-shattering 160 decibels, both levels that can cause serious harm to our hearing. But we've got it even worse in our thought experiment at 200 decibels. It's not just your ears that are in danger, it's your entire body. The pain threshold for humans is already crossed at a relatively mild 130 decibels. Go up to 130, 140, and you're looking at a concussion. Then at 150, things get even more severe. Shock and serious injuries start to kick in. Now, let's imagine the worst-case scenario. If we somehow magically survive that deafening 200 decibel blast, here's what could happen at this intensity. The sound would literally shatter our eardrums. And that's being optimistic. But in reality, it wouldn't just stop there. The impact of such a powerful shockwave would be lethal, rendering survival impossible for anyone within its reach. So, let's just consider the unlikely scenario where you're left deaf but alive after the blast. You're one lucky survivor, but that luck's about to run out. Here's why: our massive jump didn't just create a deafening shockwave. It actually sent seismic waves rippling beneath the Earth's surface. These ripples are so intense they trigger a colossal 30-meter tsunami to charge back towards the shore, accompanied by not one, but 2 devastating earthquakes measuring around 4 to 8 on the Richter scale. As you can imagine, this catastrophe would leave widespread destruction in its wake: bridges crumbling, railways severed, power lines snapping, and many buildings reduced to rubble. But, folks, I've got a secret for you: it's all just a simulation. The apocalypse might sound intense, but unfortunately, or fortunately, it's not quite as realistic as we made it out to be. Whoa, hold up. I've got some surprising news for you. Let's imagine if we could somehow get all 7.5 billion people on our planet to jump in perfect sync, creating a global jumping phenomenon. The result: a colossal shockwave that would trigger a massive 30-meter tsunami charging back towards the shore, and 2 earthquakes measuring around 4 to 8 on the Richter scale. The damage would be extreme: bridges would crumble, railways would snap, power lines would shatter, and many buildings would come tumbling down. But here's the thing: this